Welcome to the Business Spotlight interview series. My name is Sanjiv Dodhia from ActionCoach, and I have with me today Sathushen Kukapalen from the Snowflakes Nursery Group. Hey, Sathushen.
Hey, Sanjiv, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for making the time to talk to us. So, should we start off with you sharing a little bit about who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it, and so on?
Yeah. So our group is called Snowflakes Day Nursery and Montessori. So we encompass the Montessori practice into full-time daycare. So whereas Montessori back in the day was reserved for the upper echelons of society where many of the other people couldn't afford it, we've created a group where we can bring Montessori to all different walks of life and making sure that everyone has access to Montessori. It was actually started by my mum 20 years ago, the first nursery that she had. So she started 20 years ago, and then I joined her 10 years ago. At that point, she had two nurseries. And then I just totally retrained. So I retrained as a Montessori teacher, as an early years teacher, completely different to my biomedical sciences background, completely out of my comfort zone. And then I was working with her for about 4 years, and I decided that I wanted something to call my own. So I went out and found a nursery which was not doing well at all. It was making a loss of about 40K per year. So I managed to pick it up for next to nothing. And then, yeah, we just implemented our way of doing things, and word started to spread, and the nursery filled up fairly quickly. And then from that, I was able to then purchase my second nursery. And now we're at a group. So I've got two, my mum's got two. So we're kind of two separate companies, but we work together in a way that we can support each other, but we still are able to be separate in separate entities. And that's where we are at the moment. Yeah, potentially looking to grow, I guess.
Great, fantastic. So you mentioned it, but maybe just spell it out. What makes you stand out in terms of your proposition for your customers, and how you differentiate from every other nursery?
It's definitely the outcomes for children. The levels of for example, literacy, numeracy, even the softer skills of socializing, the programs that we put in place, they help the children develop so at a much more rapid pace. But so by the time they leave us, they're in just a much better position by the time they go to school. And it was very apparent in that first nursery that I took over, because all of the children, when we first took over there, they were just running around like they had no control. There was no structure to their day. And as we started implementing things, parents were like, I didn't realize that this is what a nursery could be doing. So I think just that, and also the fact that we're such a family-based environment, because we are a true family business with myself and my mum. We actually did an anonymous survey with our staff recently, and one of the main things that the staff were saying that the thing they like about Snowflakes the most is the family environment, and how they feel that they're not just employees, that we look after them like they're our own family. So I think when staff feel like that, then that permeates into how they practice with the children as well. So then I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of other nurseries, really.
Nice, good to hear. Excellent. Sathushen, if you had a person in mind that's been instrumental in your success, who might that be?
Oh, certainly my mum is the person who's started me along this journey. She's without her, I wouldn't have been in the place I am so quickly. She's, although we agree on a lot of things, we also fall out on a lot of things, but that's, I think, a mother and son relationship. But she's definitely been a massive factor into the place I am at the moment. And definitely later on at this stage now, it's been you who's helped me take it to another level in terms of where we are in business. So two inspirational people in my journey.
Great, I'll take that. And what has your journey been like so far? Your entrepreneurial journey.
I think there's no entrepreneurial journey that doesn't have its ups and downs. It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
And there's been many times when I've thought about quitting, thinking I want to go into some other business. I can't do this. I want to pack it all in. But I think I've kind of come to the place where I start to enjoy the troubled times, because if you don't enjoy those ups and downs, then you need to realize that those things are going to happen. There's going to be turbulent times, and you just got to roll with the punches. Now, because I've become accustomed to that, I don't feel the same stress that I used to when something happens. I've got one of my key members who've just handed in their notice, but Whereas before I'd be stressing, oh, what can I do? Now I'm just like, oh, it's fine. She's decided to move on to a different, completely different sector, which is great for her. She's found something that she wanted to do. But we've got systems in place now. We've got people and a great team to sort of back me and keep us going. So I don't get stressed anymore. So I think I had to go through that journey of having those ups and downs and getting to this stage to really appreciate that.
Mm. And what have been the stages of that journey, if you understand my question?
So at the initial stages, so for example, when I got my first nursery, I had no cash, I had no way to build a team to get that systems in place. So I was doing a lot of stuff myself. I was doing the renovations, knocking down walls, painting things, and being in the rooms, working with the children, instilling the practice, which I think I had to do at that stage because that's the stage that the business was at. But then as the business has grown and I've been able to start taking more of a step back and start having more people to do things for me, and realizing sometimes that other people are better at doing things than I am. So I need to let go of the reins, and that ability of being able to let go of the reins has helped me to then grow as a business person, and it's actually helped the children and help the nurseries, because it means that I'm better able to focus on the higher level things of making us improve rather than trying to keep us moving and sort of ticking over. So having to go through that process of that learning that I'm not necessarily the best person to do everything, and even if I am the best person of doing something, sometimes if someone else can do it 80% as good as me, then let them do it, because it means that I can focus on the things that only I can do. So those learnings have really helped accelerate our growth and my personal growth as well, to be honest.
Great. And what are the recent challenges that you've faced and overcome?
It's definitely been maintaining that practice, that consistency, without us being a directors as being involved, because the way that the business started was very much heavily reliant on myself and my mum as being the ones inputting all of the information when things are not up to standard, making sure that we're keeping that standard. So what our big focus on at the moment is the systemization of processes, so that way it's clear for anyone, that every person has their clear differentiation of what they're responsible for, what they need to be focusing on. And then it makes it easier for them to know how to do their job, rather than us sort of stepping in saying, oh, you should be doing this, by the way, or this is what our expectations are. If we have it set clearly, we've got now much clearer job descriptions. We've got we're working towards having more of a understanding, more of a breakdown of what everything of our key metrics are, so then that way we have measurables, so that they know, okay, this is how I did in the last quarter, this is how I'm improving in this quarter, and it gives them that motivation to want to be able to improve and do better in their roles as well. So it's definitely a work in progress, the whole systemization, but even the steps that we've taken up until now have been massive in terms of improvement in the quality of the service that we provide, and helping us just free up time to be able to focus on more improvements, I guess.
Great. And what does the future look like?
Potentially looking at growth. This is, as we've said, it was something that I'd never even considered in the past. We thought, okay, 4 nurseries, I can focus on 2, my mum can focus on 2, because we can't spread ourselves anymore. But as we've got to a stage now where we're starting to trust our teams more and give them more of the processes and give them more ownership of the processes, we're at a stage now where it's like, well, actually we can spread ourselves more, because we're able to utilize the strong teams that we have around us. So potentially we are looking at growth, but we want to make sure that we do it in an organic way and not too rapidly, because as the systems grow, as the business grows rather, the systems need to grow with it. So we're just taking it day by day, and I guess taking a bit of risk here and there, but also making sure that we're not being foolish with our just jumping in.
And what inspires you now personally?
Just the potential of what we could achieve. My vision of what we could potentially achieve now has grown, whereas before I thought, okay, this is where we are, we just need to focus on tweaking little bits here and there. But now I feel that we have the potential to grow. I'm listening to Grind It Out by Ray Kroc, as you recommended, and it's just nice to hear how much struggles he went through at the beginning, how many different businesses he went through, and all the trials and tribulations that he's gone through. He's probably gone through a hell of a lot more than I have, and he still managed to get to where he did. So it's just, that's an inspiration that I'm sort of drawing on at the moment as well.
For the audience, he's the guy who took McDonald's to become a global brand. Yeah. Great. And what's the advice you'd give to anyone starting out in business?
I think depending on the person, it's just jump in. Don't stop waiting for the stars to align, waiting for that perfect moment, because it's never going to come. You can keep on waiting for the market to be in the right place, or for you to have the right skills or have the right amount of experience. But I found that you just need to jump in with 2 feet first, and then you either sink or you swim. But if you're in that position, you'll find a way. And if you've got enough fight in you to run a business, then you will find a way to survive, and then you can take it from there. Because I've seen so many people have got great ideas and amazing things that they say they could achieve, and they see some business like, I had that idea, I wasn't able to do it. But if you just took that step and did it, then you can find out a lot about yourself. And even if it does fail, at least you'll have learnings along the way of that, from that failure, to hopefully have a success. We've got one gentleman in our growth club. I think he's on his 7th business now, is he? But yeah, he's had so many failures along the way, but he's learned so much from that, and he's become the person he is today because of those failures, to hopefully become a success now.
I like that. Very inspiring. Excellent. And what would you give? What advice would you give to your 18-year-old you?
I think I was too keen. Like, even though I was saying to jump in at the age of 18, I was jumping in too many puddles and trying to start too many businesses. I think from the age of about 13, I was selling sweets in the school. I was selling fart bomb bags, all these pranks and things in the school. I used to get up to lots of mischief. I was always trying to start one business onto the next. But I actually got voted as Del Boy in the school yearbook because I had so many businesses going on. But I think what I should have maybe been focusing on was maybe working more on myself and developing the skills that I need to be successful in business. So where it comes to working on your mindset, working on your sales ability, your time management, if I could have all of those skills as your base to build a business from, that would be a sort of greater use of my time. But at the same time, I don't have any regrets, because even from having those failed businesses and some successful businesses, there's learnings that happen along the way. But I should have maybe focused a bit more on learning and reading, which obviously was not one of my habits up until about a year ago. So just try and work on yourself and learn.
Really good. Reminds me of that Jim Rohn quote, work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. Oh, all right. So to wrap up with Sathushen, if people want to find out more about your business or get in touch with you, what's the best way?
Probably on LinkedIn. I'm not on social media too much. I try to stick away from it as much as possible at the moment. But you can reach me on LinkedIn. The spelling of my name is Sathushen. Surname Kukapalan, Kukapalan. There's only one of me in the world, so I should be fairly easy to find.
Great. Brilliant. Great job. Really enjoyed talking to you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. I enjoyed it too. Thanks.